Hello and welcome to the round 11 review. Now, I apologize for the late video, but I have all the excuses in the world. The video last week of me uploading the final trades and team sheet video, that day I woke up in the morning and felt like complete crap, COVID. So, this weekend has been pretty hard to get through. I have had no motivation to do anything, and I have my voice is still shot, so uh, apologies for that. But I've brought the courage to make this video because things aren't looking great, and I couldn't focus a lot on the weekend. So I've come to this score, and I've been a little bit disappointed. So we got the 2,258. I'm turning into mid. Holy mid. We've dropped in rank again. We did go up in rank, but that's not great because we had a bad week last week. But we continue to drop in rank, which is just awful news. Um, we used all three trades. We had to move. We got all three of McRae, Horn Francis, and Callahan. We had all three, and I decided to move on all three because I saved a couple trades earlier in the year, and I had not used all my boosts like a lot of people have. Now we get to that buy point where we get three trades, and we don't need to use a boost. I'm probably going to hold on to this boost for the rest of the year because I don't like using all my boosts anyway. All right, so going through, I didn't watch every single game on the weekend. I only watched the Port game because, of course, Port, and then I think the Friday night because I had nothing else to. It was the Dreamtime one. That was holy, what a boring game as well. So not a lot of games that I watched. But going through, Sinclair 143 is kind of big. I didn't see what happened in that game. I know the versus Suns got beaten, so a 126 and a 143 from my duo St. Kilda backline is magnificent. Sheasel, I'm not sure what's going on to Sheasel. He's had like a roll move to forward, I think. He's being trialed forward a little bit, and it seems to not be working well for his scoring, and that might be a problem that we have to address later. Carroll got some more game time, so we happy with the 47. He's fine for that. Roberts 90. He was tracking better at like halftime. He was the top scorer for Sydney, but then he really died off towards the end. And 90 is fine, but it's not what you want for the one of your main dudes. Because I got Reed and Trainer here as well. Reed, I'm not sure what the extent of his injury is. He's done his hamstring, a strain, I think. So when they first were in the coal, it was precautionary, so it might be a 1 or 2 weeker, depending on what his break even is. I think you can potentially still hold, but he is quite expensive now, and uh, I would be fine moving him on this week if you've got no other problems to feel. Trainer 28 is absolutely awful. He was shifted forward and did nothing forward, and then got shifted back again when the game was all over, and it's just awful, bad game, and I don't know, they weren't doing him any favors out there. Sard got dropped, so that's a shame. Dunkley 95, that's fine. Merritt, the vice captain on Merritt 156, big, highest score for the whole team, and I had the vice on it. That saved my round. Once again, these captain scores are saving my rounds. One or week or two, I'm gonna have a really bad score coming up, just because the sole reason of a captain score failing me, because it's been carrying me for the last couple of weeks, which is a problem. My team is just the epitome of mid at the moment, as you can see from all these midfield scores. They're just around the mark. They're nothing ceiling type. Tom Green 95. I brought him in. It was either him or Dawson. And Dawson, no, I think it was Petrarca or Dawson. And Petrarca still played well, 125. So I'm not complaining about that. But we had the option for Dawson in here as well. And Dawson's got like 140 or something. He was amazing. So 95, a little bit disappointing when he's basically the only one in the midfield doing anything. And then Dacos 107. I feel like it's a little bit underscored for how much touches he had. He had 38. Lots of junk time touches, but 107 seems a bit harsh. Sarong, he was tagged a little bit by Bergman, but 107's fine. Brayshaw got worse for once. Rosie 95 in a losing side, they got thumped, is fine. Ashcroft 87, a little weak. I'm not so sure that it was the greatest pick I've had for the whole year. Lindsay 80, he's still making money. It's brilliant. Kago 44, wanted to move him on last week, but had other problems to address. So he's lost cash for me now. That's a shame. Clayhole didn't play again, even though he's killing it. Huswaite, I think he played well again, but he was not named. Then we got Jerry, 126. He was my backup captain option, just like everyone else. 126 is a fine captain option. Boyd didn't play. It was my loop. And then Flynn, awful 46. His break even just surely shot up there. So this is going to have to be a move on this week. I wish it was a couple weeks, one more until the West Coast bye. But depending what his break even is, we might have to hold to the bye and then hope that Gorn has a stinker. I think that trading to any other ruckman is just going to be pointless unless you're looking for value, because Gorn is the top ruck, Jerry's the clear second ruck. They're just in their league of their own, and that's who you want for your final team. Need to try and find a way to get there. Bailey Smith, 118, he's becoming real consistent and must have in the forward line. If you don't have him in your season, just write it off. You've missed a lot of big scores. Petrarca, we just moved him in, 125, brilliant. I'm happy with Petrarca. I wanted to get him in because I love watching him play. Rankin, 87, has been disappointing. Since I brought him in, he hasn't done whole lot. I brought him in a showdown, and he didn't do that much in the showdown. Marriage 49 is really disappointing. I didn't see what happened, but apparently he was just nowhere near it. On fan footy, they had the unicorn icon, which means he had a mare, which means probably a lot of turnovers and that sort of stuff. Caleb Daniel, 97, that's good. A lot of people still moved him on, and they would be kicking themselves if they did, because 97 is still serviceable. The lower scores are going to go out of his price cycle soon, and his price is going to go back up again. And Levi Ashcroft, 95, is doing more than his brother, which is crazy to me. But you still hold him. He's still going to make money. And a big story of everyone's week that actually know how to play Supercoach. If you didn't bring in Simpson, you are either a risky fella or you don't know what you're doing. Simpson was the clear option this week. He's made money on a zero, but he got hit in a contest with Logan Evans, AC joint or something like that, and he is gone for 8 to 10 weeks because of that AC joint. So what we can do at this stage is just act Simpson as a loop, because he has a lot of later games, which means he's going to be that clear loop for on your bench. He's not a trade out. He's not made enough money to trade out. So I'd just hold him and use him as a loop for the rest of the year. Then Hewitt, 57, another disappointing score. I was debating whether to put Hewitt or Simpson on. In hindsight, Hewitt would be the option, but a 57 is still not like amazing, so not kicking myself over it. And then Cleary 40 is also pretty crap, but Sydney were also horrible. So my score was really brought down because we had to get the zero out of it counted for my score, which means because we got the flex position, we have best 22, which means all others counted, which means I got the match 49, I got the Flynn 46, and I got the trainer 28. All three of those scores I had the cop, which means my score was quite crap. So now what I have to do, because it might be a case of having to just sell high, he's break-even 79, and who is he versing this week? I thought that he would score not horribly against Riley O'Brien, but it was not the case. He's versing Geelong, so I'm actually tempted to keep him if he's named. I hope he's named, because it would either be against Stanley or Blitzarves or De Koning. Any three of them, I'm happy to roll against at home. So if he's named, he's staying for another week, because a 79 is not as bad as I thought it would be after a 46, which means trainer, he's going because he has to go. You have to go, blood. And then our plan that I've had for the start of the year to move Rosie can finally come into effect, which leaves us with 812,000 to put in the midfield, which means I could pick bloody anyone. So the big thing is that the Bulldogs and the Port Power have a bye. And this is the man I want, a man I want, and the other man I want who is going to be dropping in price very fast. Zachary Butters has a break even of 196, which is not great because you're going to have to wait this week and then the next week, and then he's going to drop more cash and you're going to get him for even cheaper. So I think it's a different pick that we've got to go with this week, and we have to do stuff that's going to fit our buy structure, unfortunately. So we have it's best 18 all buy rounds. If you didn't know, you probably do if you're watching this, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, including Carroll, but he's not going to be playing anyway. So my thoughts are, for now, just swap Hewitt for Simpson. I think either we're going to do a trade for Hewitt and Trainer, just a double trade this week, and make no other moves because everyone else is making money, and or Berlin could still make some cash. Reed, I'm waiting for the full injury status. I'm not sure what the length is, but yeah, if your team does, if you've got less money makers like this that need to be traded that are losing money, Reed is a big option to move on instead of these two. So the plan is, because look at that ridiculous 153. He's lost money from that 153, which is I don't understand. Go on. 164. He's so good he could get close to that again. And that's the problem. Can't believe Jerry is almost just as expensive as him. The 5 round averages are crazy. Look at that. But those are the two you need. You absolutely need those two. Okay. So planning against the bye. That's 4 that we have not playing. Which means what we could do is potentially even trade in a person on a buy, planning for the next buys. That would be a really strange play, but that is something I can do. I'm looking for some absolute cash cows at the moment, people that are rising in money. So if we go have a look at the break-even list over here, we're gonna go from lowest first. Let's have a look here. Let's go up a little bit. No one has a super low break even. A lot of people jumped on Shy Bolton, and I was about to, but I tell you what, I wasn't happy with his game at all. He looked injured at one stage, and he just didn't impose himself in a massive win. Like, he could have tacked on a lot of score with a wet game, lots of possessions for Freo, and he ended up on like a 75. So pretty happy with not picking him up. Okay, so we can pick the bloody anyone. We want Rosie at the back here. Just having the one ruck this week is a shame because a lot of people are going to have gone in that slot. There's just so many moves I need to make. Like, if I could trade Reed and Flynn as well, I technically can. But then I would be very thin on trades for the rest of the buys, which will be a problem because I need to start making moves for my final team, and I've still got rookies playing, Lindsay and Levi, and there'll be someone here and Reed. It's just not great, so I'm gonna have to bring in a couple guns this week and maybe try and scrape some cash for a Butters or Bont. I think you either choose one or the other at this stage, because of cash being so dry. If you have made cash so much better than anyone else, then you might have the luxury of doing that. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams out here that have a full, nice looking side and also have both Bont and Butters by the end of the year. Unless you're really like technical and do all the math, it's going to be hard to do. So Really liked Nick Martin before last week, and then he popped out a 163, which is uh big. No, not a fan of Jack Steele. He's having recent good form, but don't like that. Chad Warner, 84. Everyone's got him. I want to make a little bit more of a lone wolf move. Riley O'Brien, that's crazy. 161. No wonder Flynn got rolled if he's given up that much points to Riley O'Brien. Sinclair, it's a good pick. One of our only good picks of the year. Marshall, 55. Oof. People who've had Marshall, that sucks. Only 9 points more than Flynn. Brayshaw would be nice, but that price point is way too much. Dogger, I think Sean does. He comes back soon. That's the one reason why I didn't jump on him. Lockie Neal is nice, but I've already got Dunkley and Ashcroft. I don't want Lockie Neal as well. And then up here we got some buyers. Max Gorn, not a possibility. I mean, it is possible, but it would be silly against St Kilda. No, I'm not going to do that. Maybe it might be another week where I just hold the cash again, which is crazy. Yeah, but it probably depends on my matchups. I'm gonna have to look after the video, but for now, I think there's not much cash options. Angus Clark, 97, but no one's going early in Angus Clark. He kicked 3, and you're not going to do that every week as a small forward. He was playing a small forward role. He's not doing that every week. Campbell Gray, 82. I don't know enough about him, so I'm not going to jump there yet, but maybe in my final trades video, I will have a better look at Campbell Gray because he's all the way down here and he's had 2 games and 182, so he's not going to make that much compared to dudes here, so we'll see. I just need to choose something for now because these are not going to be my final trades. These are just up in the air. You know what? I've liked the look of Tuke Miller, and I don't have any Suns players in my team. So, Tuke, come on in. He is only owned by 2.7%, which is something I want more in my team. I want some more variety. I need to make up some ground. So, if you need to make up ground, I would not be going with the crowd because you're not gonna build on anything. It's this game's all about risks. So, if you don't risk anything and you just stay like all the sheep and go with the same picks that everyone else does, you're not finishing top 1. You're not finishing top 1,000 is what I mean. You're not getting top 5%. You might be right down the end, but it's not going to be like a season that you're proud of. You're just going to be copying everyone. So, go your own road. Jordan Clark really looked like a pick from last week that I was wanting to go to, but he only popped out an 86. So, I still think you could go there. Cozzy Pickett is playing some real midfield time now. He kicked 5, so 148 is not a reliable score, but he is another non-picked pick. So I'm thinking Tuke in there, and then we got a flex position, so we can stick whatever we want in there. I want a good old value pick just for now. Let's go with... Oh, we're only 6,000 off Dawson. That's crazy. Tom DeConing, 80. That's crap. All of these dudes were just off of it. Everyone down this list. Hopefully we can get the money, use this money for Zach Butters in a couple weeks' time. See, in maybe one more game, depending what Zachy scores, he would be this price, which is so annoying with that buy, and then he's got to play one more week to get that score, so it's 2 weeks I'm going to have to wait if I want to pick him up, which is going to be too hard, because I really want him, and there's no one else that really stands out to me at all. When I get set on a player in Supercoach, I get set on that player. Because what is Hewitt's break even? It's 53, so he's not going to lose that much cash. Trainer is going to lose a lot of cash. And who's Hewitt versing? So let's just do that for now to lock it in. Just a good old trainer for Tuke Miller. And oh yeah, they're versing Geelong at Optus, so maybe I keep Hewitt for one more week. If his break even's only that that means he'll make money. If he scored what he scored last week, he'd go up in money again. So maybe we'll just keep it for now, which means that we can move Reed instead. But I think I'm just going to leave it here because I want to hear the full extent of Reed's injury. I'm not sure what it is yet. I think it'll be a couple week hamstring, and I don't. If everything aligns with the bye, I'll do the update video later in the week, and uh, maybe auction off Zach Reed. We'll see. But that's it for the video today. I apologize for the croaky voice. I'm sure I'll be good by Thursday when I do my update video. Because I've had COVID, there will be no other content, no card openings, no AFL videos. I think I've got one in the making. It's being edited right now, but I didn't have any energy to edit. It was one of the only things that I thought I could do. I sat down and I just feel like absolute crap doing it. So that's that. Hopefully I'll ramp up the content again later in the week. So look forward to that. Well, thank you for sticking around and watching this, even though it might have been hard to do, but appreciate the support. Now, at this point, I want to change the slogan from Go Power to something else because the power is not really helping me at the moment. So let's just say, I forget all the time. What am I doing? I'm ending the video without doing the captains. I do the captains in these videos for some reason, even though, I guess we'll just do the early captains. We got a Brisbane versus Essendon. Not going Merritt again. Maybe Vice on Dunkley, a little bit of a lone wolf move. I thought that Merritt was a lone wolf move last week, but I think a lot of other people actually thought the same way I did. So Collingwood, Hawthorn, MCG. If you back Nick Dacos, that could be a pick. Nah, nothing at Gold Coast Freo, nothing at GWS Richmond, nothing at Sydney Adelaide, Melbourne versus St Kilda. Oh, maybe I will just do one of these. Because my big captain option, Jerry, this week is not here, and Gorn will be everyone else's that has Gorn. So I think we might do a. Actually, silly me. I should have known. I think Bailey Smith over in the West against the West Coast Eagles should have a big game again. He's been very consistent, and I can now rely on him to be a good old captain option. So that's who I'll roll with coming into this week. So as I was saying, should we keep saying go to the power? For now, let's just say Premier League season's over, but come on, you Spurs. Finally won something.